Well, hello everybody and welcome back to my channel, or hello if you are new. I hope you're all doing very well today. So for today's video I thought I would take it back to the roots and I thought I would do the chronic illness tag. I started my channel partly to raise awareness and partly to stay in front of the camera, so that's what we're going to do. So I will leave all the questions below in case you want to answer them, and yeah, let's hop on with the video. I just want to make a side note or disclaimer thingy that I'm not doing this video to get people feeling sorry for me, not for 1 second. I always try and take the kind of thoughts of there's always someone worse than me, and I should appreciate what I do have and what I am able to do, be it all the time or just for a short period of time. So that's not why I'm doing this video. I just saw this video, thought it would be a fun video to do, and it's a way to kind of raise awareness about chronic illnesses as a whole. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. The first question is, what illness were you diagnosed with? And I think, as you'll know if you have a chronic illness or you know someone who has a chronic illness, it's not normally one chronic illness, it's how many. One always leads or is because of or links to another one. We don't do things by halves, us chronic illness people. We do things properly. So I was first diagnosed with gastroparesis, which is literally the paralysis of your stomach, so it doesn't digest food properly, which they believed caused other things, but we're slowly finding out that actually that was caused by EDS, which was the next condition that I was diagnosed with, which is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and that is basically the glue in your body. It doesn't hold your joints together properly. I did a whole video on that, so I'll leave that in the link below if you do want to learn about EDS. And then I've also been diagnosed with orthostatic intolerance, which is very similar to POTS, if you know what that is. It's basically your body can't diagnose, your body can't, like, it just can't look after its blood pressure, it can't balance it out, it can't control it. Then I've also got Marcel, which is like the histamine levels in your body just don't control itself basically. They're just like too high, too low, it makes you too hot, too cold, itchy, have reactions to food even if you don't actually have allergies. And well, basically just my whole nervous system, and yeah, just my whole nervous system doesn't work properly. So a lot of things get affected by your nerves, as that's what like sends signals to your brain to different parts of your body. So when that doesn't work, then you're basically just Question 2 is, what do you tend to do at night when you can't sleep? It depends on why I can't sleep. Sometimes I can't sleep because I'm actually in pain or I feel sick, and then I just kind of try and distract myself or listen to like calming apps and music and stuff, which is kind of what I try and do the most. Music is like a godsend at night time particularly. But yeah, I don't really do too much because normally I can't sleep because I'm not feeling good, so I don't really want to do anything besides just lie there, and yeah, I just try and distract myself or cuddle my doggy. Number 3, what is the worst experience or side effect you've ever had from a medication? I have had quite a few. Because of the EDS, a lot of medications react weirdly to your body, and I think the worst one was probably one summer. I think it was Buscopan, I can't remember, and I literally just, I felt so unwell. My temperature was all over the shop. I had a temperature, which normally when my temperature's all over the place, I don't actually have a temperature, my body just feels like it. I actually had one, couldn't stop like trying to be sick. I was sweating because of the temperature. I felt like I was gonna pass out and throw up all at the same time. I just did not feel good at all, and I still tried to work with this, and then I got sent home. And then the withdrawal symptoms were just as bad, if not worse. That's the problem I find, is sometimes the withdrawal symptoms that you have are worse than the side effects that make you come off of it. Number 4, how have your conditions impacted your mental health? I think people forget that if you have a physical illness, that actually that impacts heavily on your mental. They kind of just, they go hand in hand, because if you're in pain all the time and you're missing out on things because you're not well enough, or you're in hospital, or you have doctor's appointments, or you can't you can't do normal things, it obviously affects your mental health. And if you're in pain all the time, you just become so mentally, emotionally drained that it's gonna have an impact on your health. Like, depression is interlinked with physical illnesses and chronic illnesses because of the constant pain that you're fighting, and it kind of goes hand in hand. Just like things that start off as a mental illness can be physical, they just kind of go hand in hand. So it obviously has an impact on your health. Number 5, describe your social life. What social life? The thing is, okay, here's the thing, I try to when I'm feeling good and I am mentally there, but when you're feeling really unwell, it's like if you have flu, do you have the energy to go out? Do you have the energy to be talking loads, staying up till silly times, talking to people and trekking all the way up to London or your town centre, wherever you live? Like, you don't. You use like all your energy. Like, I have always been someone to try and work through, and I use work as a way to try and take my mind off of it, but then all my energy goes on work and I don't have energy after work to go out, which sucks. Said that, I am very lucky that I have had some people really stick by me, and they come visit me when I'm in hospital, and they'll happily just come and sit at the end of my bed and try and make me laugh, or text me all day every day even if I can't go out, and they're just really understanding. So I definitely think you learn who your real friends are when you have something like this, because you see who really sticks by you, not just when you're well, but when you're really unwell. Number 6 is, what is the hardest thing to do when you're having a flare-up? I think the hardest thing to do is, I'd say 2. Obviously is to, one of them is just kind of keep functioning like a human being, and I'd say second is to keep your mental state up, because when you're having a flare-up, you kind of easily sink back into that, like, oh, my life sucks, I'm never gonna get better, which I'm not, but you kind of learn to deal with it, and I deal with stuff a lot better now than I used to. So yeah, I think it's just like keeping your mental level to where you've got it when you're not having a flare-up. 7, do you have worries for the future? Yes and no. I do, because I worry about how it will affect things that are in my future, like, you know, having a child one day if I want one. How would my body physically actually cope with that? Because it can't really look after me, so how would it look after 2 people? But like, things that I haven't been able to kind of find a new way around, I kind of worry about having to cross that stage. But at the same time, I'm like, do you know what, it is what it is, I'll find a way around it like I always do. But although none of my illnesses are progressive as such, your body deteriorates as it gets older anyway, that's just a fact. So like, your joints get worse, so if I have EDS, that just kind of accelerates the progress of that and stuff. So I don't know, like, I worry, I do but I don't. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what I mean, so I don't know how you would know what I mean. I'm also a warrior, which probably doesn't help that situation. Number 8, what is your favourite comfort food? That is a bit of a tricky one for me, because if I'm feeling crappy, food's probably likely to make it worse. Number 9, tell us a valuable lesson you have learnt from being sick. I think it's just kind of to appreciate what you do have. Like, a lot of people don't appreciate just being able to eat and not have side effects. Like, I never used to, like, I'd just eat and eat and eat and I wouldn't even think about it. Like, being just able to get up and go, like, we don't appreciate what we've always had and I think that's probably what I've learned the most, is to appreciate what I do have. Number 10 is name 3 things that were taken from you because of your illness. I think number 1 would be acting, because I love acting, and I did acting from like I don't even know what age, like, and I like did drama lessons, and I had an agent, and I was like booking stuff, and then my health took over and put me in and out of hospital and took energy and took just that part of my life that is quite hard to do at the best of times, and you have to be very flexible with acting and with a lot of doctor's appointments, and not knowing how my health is going to be from day to day, that's not always easy. So probably acting, although I am desperate to get back into acting, I've just got to find a way around my health to fit in with acting, which I plan on doing sometime soon. Number 2, I think, would be my independence, as a lot of other people with chronic illness knows. Even if you don't have a chronic illness, you know that when you're not well, you rely on other people a lot, be it to help you to the bathroom, or help you to a doctor's appointment, or help you get some water, like whatever it is, we rely on people for something. And so when you have chronic illness that is long term, you suddenly become very dependent on people. So if you're used to having that independence and being able to do things freely and without help, and then that's taken, you're kind of a bit like I would love to be able to have a meal and then be able to walk somewhere, or even go to the bathroom on my own after, but that's not always a possibility. In fact, most of the time it's not a possibility. So yeah, I think my independence. And number 3, I think, is just being able to enjoy things without having to pay for it. Like, I miss being able to go out for a meal and enjoy it and not have to think about the consequences. Or I do cheerleading, which takes a lot out of my body, and I probably should not be doing it, but I do it because I love it and I am in control of me, not my body. Well, some days anyway, but I do pay for it, like for days after. So I kind of miss being able to do stuff and not having to think about or face the consequences. Number 11 is, how old were you when you first started experiencing these symptoms? I think, well, it depends what you mean. When we look back at things now that I've had the diagnoses, we can kind of see small bits of things that I would suffer with and complain of from like a really young age. But like ones that actually ended up leading to me getting a diagnosis would probably be like 15, 16 maybe, I think, is when I first went to the doctor, and like we really pushed to see specialists because we were like, something is not right. Okay, number 12, I'm kind of adding this one because, you know, why not? I thought I would add 3 things that really irritate you that people say to you. I thought, let's not feel alone and let's share it. First thing I would say is, you look fine. Yes, I know I do, on the outside. But have you seen my insides? Because that's a whole other story. Like, I get it's hard to understand stuff if you can't physically see it or feel it, but just because you can't physically see it or feel it doesn't mean it's not real or not there, or you're lying or you're fine. Not all disabilities are visible. The second thing would probably be, well, you were fine yesterday. Yeah, I'm aware I was fine, but by fine that doesn't mean I'm actually healthy fine. It just means I was having a slightly better day. Look, the thing with chronic illnesses is you can be fine or okay one day, and the next day you could have a complete horrible flare-up and be in hospital. Like, you don't know how you're going to be when you wake up without a chronic illness. So if you add a chronic illness, which you're more likely to wake up feeling crappy. Do you see where I'm going? And the third and final thing, well, not the final, but like the third final like thing that really grinds on me is, oh, you just need to sleep and eat more and you'll be fine. Really? Really? Okay, here's the thing, and I know I've been saying that a lot. With any chronic illness, probably I'd say like 99% of those chronic illnesses, fatigue is a symptom of that illness, because your body is working harder to like survive. So you're going to be tired. With chronic illness, you also don't sleep very well because you're in pain, because you feel sick, because your body is just out of sync. So you're going to be more tired. Well, that is all for this video. I really hope you enjoyed it or learnt stuff or just felt like watching something different and enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. If you'd like me to actually do more health related stuff, be sure to let me know in the comments and give this video a like or a thumbs up so I know. And if you're not already, then be sure to subscribe, because then we can learn and we can have a ton more fun together. And until next time, keep watching, stay strong and stay safe. Bye guys.